Welcome back to the channel, my big bad cousins. Tonight we are doing cheesy baked spaghetti casserole. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. This is the ground beef that I use. I only use lean. So we're going to take 2 packs of these. So that's about 5 pounds. So I'm going to add that to our pot once it gets hot. Then we're going to begin to break it apart so we can season it. I typically season mine with my go-tos, which is Tony's, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, and I found this new season at Walmart called Cajun Trinity. Okay, and that has been, I've added that to my go-to, y'all, so y'all should try that. So basically, this is just me breaking my ground meat apart, getting ready to season it. Because you want to break it apart. You don't want to leave it like that once our pan gets hot so it can begin to cook. And all our ground meat will be cooked evenly all over, y'all. Don't forget, you season your food to your liking, okay? I don't do measurements. Like I always tell y'all, we from Louisiana, 337, baby. We don't really do too much on measuring our seasoning. Just season it until you think your great-grandmother's tapping you on the shoulder and telling you to stop. Once I seasoned it, I started just moving it around in the pot to make sure it was cooking evenly. And don't forget, y'all, do go follow me on my TikTok over there. I'm at over 150K over there. So I need y'all to follow me over there as well, y'all. Okay, next, once our ground meat is brown and we have seasoned it, we're going to add our Holy Trinity. No, I did not cut it up this time. It's going to taste the same. This is basically our bell pepper, our celery, and our onion. Once we add that to our pot, we're going to start mixing it up to make sure our veggies are cooking evenly with our ground beef until they're soft. Keep on mixing. Our ground meat is already brown. So basically what we're just doing here, we're just waiting for our veggies to catch up, y'all. Don't forget to drop in a comment what other recipes y'all want to see. Y'all know it's about to get cold. So y'all need to be on my channel checking out the other recipes that I have. You know y'all want to cook gumbo. Now, these are the noodles that I use. They are plant-based. I try to trick my family. They taste the same, y'all. This is the ragu that I use. You can use any type of spaghetti sauce that you want. This is the one I like to use. I added about 2 jars of these. Added it to my pot. So basically what I did, added those 2 jars. Then I added a little water. Now, don't forget, once you add your tomato sauce, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce to your pot, add a little water. Then once you do that, you need to season your sauce. Okay, I usually season my sauce with everything I use with my beef. That's why I don't over season my beef, because you don't want it to be salty. You don't want it to be too spicy. You want your spices and everything to combine together when you do it. So I season this also with Tony's Casserole, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and my Cajun Trinity. Now, whatever spices or season you use, that's totally fine. Now, don't forget the main ingredient. I don't care what you say. Sugar goes in spaghetti, baby. You guys to put a little sugar in that spaghetti. I'm not talking about a fistful. Just put you a little pinch. Put you some sugar in there so you don't get heartburn. And then once I have this to a simmer, like a medium-low heat, let that simmer while I work on my garlic knots. But then I come back, I had my noodles boiling until they were al dente. Okay, I know y'all know how to boil noodles. We not even about to give no instructions on how to boil no noodles. Okay, but this is just me seasoning the sauce. Then once we season that, let that simmer for about 30 minutes. Then if you want to do homemade sauce, that's fine too. If you want to be a pioneer woman and all that. But me, you know what? I don't really have time for that, So basically, simmer your sauce, waiting on your noodles, stir it up, make sure it's not sticky. Next, I'm going to add my noodles to my pot. Don't add too much noodles because you don't want to soak up all your juice from your sauce, because then it's going to end up being dry. So gradually add your noodles in your pot to see, what ratio you like. You might like it dry. You might like it wet. I don't know. But just be careful on how you're doing it. Now we're going to work on our garlic knots. This is what I use. You can get this from basically any grocery store. I get it from Walmart. That's our cheese. So we're going to roll out our dough like this. Roll out our dough like this. I mean, you could cut it however you want to do. I just basically kind of rip it, y'all. I just rip it. So, and I put the cheese in the middle. That way, because we're trying to form a little ball. So I try to make sure no cheese is sticking out. Pinch it around. Pinching around the edges. See, and we need to make sure it's closed. It's closed all the way. Everything is sealed. We need to look like a little ball. And then we're going to roll it up, pinch it, make sure everything is closed tight. Because you don't want them to burst when they're in the oven. And then you're not going to have a ball anymore. It's going to be all deflated, y'all. But roll it up. It should look like this. Repeat the process for how many you want to do. If you want to just try it. Next, pour a little butter over your garlic knots. Next, we're going to plate it. I use a cast iron, but typically I use an aluminum pan to put this in the oven. But we were trying to be fancy tonight, So basically, build your pasta on one side. This is how it should look. Next, I started to add the garlic knots on one side because we want this to be a one-pan thing when we put this in the oven. Next, I added my cheese on top of my spaghetti on this side. Packed it on with that mozzarella cheese. Then I put some more sauce on the top. And then I added more cheese. I mean, because it's cheesy spaghetti casserole. How you gonna get that without all the cheese? Next, once we have piled up all our cheese, our meat, we have made our layers. We are gonna put this in the oven, y'all, 375, 15 to 17 minutes, depending on your oven. Make sure your bread is cooked and your cheese is done.